Thank you. Welcome to the July 10th, 2024 Recreation and Parks Cultural Affairs Committee of the Council. I'll do the roll call. We have with us Ms. Shanahan, Ms. McMurr, Mr. Sutton,
Present.
and Ms. Dunn. All right. We have a quorum and myself. They're going to move on to the minutes. Can I have anyone have any changes to the minutes of the May 8th, 2024 meeting? Have a motion to approve the minutes? Thank you, Ms. Dunn. All in favor? Those are approved. Thank you. Ms. Deline, do we have anyone on?
Chair, I abstain. I was not at that meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank
That's
you.
okay.
One,
Thank you.
two abstentions? So let's do that again. So two, how many in favor? Three of us. Abstentions? Ms. Shanahan and Ms. McMurray. All right, thank you. Ms. Bird, do we have anyone on for public participation?
If anybody would like to speak, can you please raise your hand electronically, unless you have an item that's on the agenda? Yes, we do. We have, hold on one second. Mr. Vera, you're unmuted.
Not anymore. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Am I on?
Yes, are you speaking? So do you have an item on the agenda?
So I was going to talk in the old business.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Oh,
Well, what's on the agenda? What are you gonna speak to? Go ahead.
well, I was told that I could talk about old business, and it has to do with the pickleball pilot project.
Mr. Stowers? What's that?
We weren't addressing that tonight, so no, I didn't.
Well, Ms. Tabachnik said that we could call in today, and under the old business that we can address any concerns that we had.
I thought we always address the public comment for things that were on the agenda.
Correct. And unless we had that as a topic for old business,
It's not.
it's not.
Okay, well,
do you want to have another, what I would suggest, sir, and Robert, maybe you all have a conversation, and I mean, if we need to come back to that, can we try that? I don't want to just discourage you, say no to speaking to something. Robert?
I don't know the rules. I was just following what Ms. Tabachnik mentioned we could do. So
I can get together with Mr. Ricardo if he can call me at my office, and we can set something else up.
okay, I'll call you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on. Sorry about that.
Darlene, I hate to do this to you, but I have to correct the vote on the minutes, because I actually was there. I was thinking, like, I didn't attend a meeting in June, but I was here for May.
Okay. All right.
And that we
Thank you.
skipped our June meeting, so
Thank you.
I can add my vote to accept the minutes.
Thank you. And Mr. Lean will note that. Okay, Mr. Vieira, and you're welcome to stay on and listen to the agenda if you like. There's no reason for you to have to jump off, but hopefully we can solve your concerns. Under new business, 5.1. First, the city of Norwalk reserves the right to cancel the event for public health or safety reasons as determined by the city of Norwalk in its sole discretion. The city of Norwalk shall not be liable for damages arising from the cancellation of the event. Item 5.1, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to enter into an agreement and sign all required paperwork with the U.S. Forestry Service for the Inflation Reduction Act, Norwalk Improvements, to increase urban forestry grant account number noted in the amount of $1 million. Would someone move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray. Who do we have to speak to this?
Sarah Cruz is going to be speaking to it. But I like to say that a lot of folks were involved in getting this grant award, and I want to thank Rita, who really got this grant award in at kind of the last minute. even though we tried to submit it several times, it wasn't working. The technology wasn't working, but we got it in, and fortunately, we received the award. But it wasn't done yet. We still had to go back and do a lot of follow-up work, clarifications. There was a lot of questions from the state, and Sarah had just come on not too long after that, and she's really pushed this this grant through. And so we're going to receive $1 million for a program that's badly needed. Our canopy needs addressing in our trees, and hopefully it's the first of a few million that will come later as we form our relationship with the state by doing a good job on this one. So anyway, I'll let Sarah explain where we are and what we're doing.
Yeah, so we're seeking authorization to move into the signatory and agreement process on this grant. The grant funds are coming through the Inflation Reduction Act, and they're being administered through the U.S. Forest Service. So our grant proposal that was awarded involves $500,000 nearly for tree planting within the city. This grant will only be executed in areas that are federally recognized as environmental justice disadvantaged tracts within Norwalk, which is primarily South Norwalk and the Hospital Hill area. Our proposal also includes hiring 2 folks to work on a tree stewardship crew to steward our young trees, water our trees, prune those trees, take care of them, as well as some public outreach and the organization of a more formal volunteer organization as it pertains to our tree stewardship initiatives.
Go ahead, Ms. Shanahan.
Well, of course, I have to talk about trees, right? This is just fantastic work. And we've been talking about this as a caucus and a council forever about how we really need to address our tree canopy, especially in South Norwalk and especially in the Hospital Hill area. So I'm absolutely thrilled, and this is great work, and especially happy that we're going to be hiring some local people to begin to learn how to take care of our trees, which is really super important. And, you know, we might know of another place where we could be using those people to help us out on Meadow Street with some services along those lines too. So very excited to hear this, and congratulations. And I'm, you know, we're not voting yet, but I'm a huge yes.
Great. Any other comments? So I have to say that, you know, that 4 letters? That 4-letter word was not always in my vocabulary, but trees. Now it's actually 5. I think I'm jumping on board very slowly on the Lisa Shanahan train here, particularly when we think about what's going to happen on Meadow Street. And if we even, you know, as a council, a city, say that we want to use that as an example, and that could be a really good model of how we change how we bring environmental justice to a community and an area that has been so left behind and just not taken care of for so long. And so I'm excited about that. I really am. And so, and addressing these issues in other areas as well. So District A and wherever else we need it, I think this is a huge opportunity for us. So I appreciate the work and the vision, actually, you know, and it's really getting people to jump on board to really see how we can really impact the lives of folks who live everywhere, actually, right? But in areas where there's lack, where there's not enough of the tree canopy, of just the greenery, of the things that make you feel safe and happy in a community of where you live, right? So I can go on and on, Ms. Shanahan, it seems. So so if there aren't any more questions, comments, anything else we wanted to say, all in favor? Oh, Ms. McMurray, did you want to say something?
No, I thought Ms. Dunn had her hand up to say
okay.
something. Sorry.
Okay. Did you? I see such a small portion of you. Did you
No,
want to say?
I was voting, but I do
Okay.
have a question now that we voted though. Another one of my concerns is how to maintain canopy that we have when we have parcels being purchased and then totally clear cut. Is there anything we can do to help educate people away from doing that or incentivizing them not to? Is that part of conservation? If Sarah
Yes.
could just tell us. I know it's not part of Parks and Rec necessarily, but
No, it is actually. It's,
Oh,
the
okay,
grant-
thank
as
you.
Sarah will explain, the grant calls for us to do a
Okay.
lot of community education.
education part of maintaining. Okay.
Certainly. And in the tree master plan that's in progress right now, that's certainly addressed both public property but also private property. But my understanding is that's primarily handled through planning and zoning and conservation through all permitting. So
All right. Thank you very much, Sarah. You're doing fantastic work. So I'm glad.
thank you all.
Okay, 5.2, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute a 5-year lease extension with Pastime Social and Athletic Club for the use of a small portion of land along Seaview Avenue. Remaining terms of the grant to remain unchanged. Someone move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray. Okay, and who do we have? Is that,
I
who's first?
can, Madam Chair, I can speak on this. This is Ken.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Sorry for no video. I'm up in Maine. So for, as long as I've been with the city has executed a lease agreement with the Pastime Athletic Club. What it is there's a set of docks that are located across from Pastime, and they actually have to cross over about 3 feet of city sidewalk in order to access their docks. So this is an agreement giving them permission to cross over that piece of city property to access their docks. So this is that small sidewalk that runs along Seaview Avenue. There's a little guardrail right across from Mill Pond. If that sort of brings a little bit of clarity to where the location is.
And I do have a question. So every year, and so every 5 years we go through this with them. Is there a
Yes.
reason why we don't do it any longer than 5 years or?
Probably just because the eyes change on the council and the mayor. So it's been 5 years. I believe originally it was a 10-year agreement. I mean, I'm not averse to making it 10 years. That's up to the committee. It would be easier for us.
Do you see this ever changing? I mean, I know we can't predict
No.
the future, but
It's strictly a
it's part of their
formality.
doc. They need to, to get
Yeah.
to the boats.
It's strictly a formality, and
Okay.
it's something that nobody even knows happens until we bring this up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically an easement, but I think every 5 years is good. I don't think we
Yeah.
should go longer than that because I think we need to review it every once in a while. And
Okay.
it started, I guess, in 1994, Ken. That's the earliest I see it, is 1994. But I think there's, I have a few concerns, but not enough to stop this from going through. But yeah, I think
And the club is always good about notifying me prior to the
Yeah.
lease coming up, so we review
Yeah.
it and then, I get it on the agenda.
Right.
Any questions? All right, all in favor? Opposed? All right, thank you. 5.3, approve the use of calf pasture and immediate surrounding grounds by Mountain Workshop for their team building and school climate programs to be held on on September 9th, September 18th, September 20th, October 7th, October 10th, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Approximately 120 people. Someone move the item. Ms. Shanahan, thank you. And who do we have to speak to this?
We have Kent Tulo.
Hello,
Am
Mr.
I muted?
We can hear you.
I think you're okay.
Terrific. How's everyone doing? Happy summer.
Doing good.
Not liking the heat, but you can tell us a little bit about your event.
So this event's been happening for 20 years now. We work with schools, Connecticut schools, and we do team building based programming. Have always appreciated how beautiful calf pasture is, and it's worked very well for the programs. These are typically middle school age children. And we've got a series of different activities and events we do in the fields with them. We've had a great working relationship with Calf Pasture Park and the people who work there, practice our leave no trace principles, and it's kind of an easy in and out based on the hours we're doing it and the days we're doing it. We don't use weekends. It's during the weeks on school days. So I'm just really appreciative of all the time we've been able to do that.
Thank you. And so, Mr. Tullo, have you been running this for all the 20 years?
I have been involved with Mountain Workshop since I was 19. So
Wow,
I've been kicking around for about 30 years.
that's amazing. Very good. So Norwalk really appreciates you for that. So that's wonderful.
And I just on July 4th had a wonderful conversation with one of the principals from one of your magnet schools. So he's very interested in trying to potentially get something going with this as well.
Great, great.
Great.
Thank you for all that you do. So, Mr. Stowers or Mr. Hughes,
Yeah, this is
have
our,
any?
it's annual. It's, yeah, you know, we haven't had any issues with it at all. And easy to negotiate with Kent. And so we endorse it wholeheartedly.
Wonderful. All right. Any questions or comments, Mr. Tullo?
I don't, but I really appreciate everything. Thank you.
All in favor? Heather, did you have a question? I can't see. I can only.
Yes,
I
I'm
can't.
sorry.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
this is a nonprofit, yes or no?
It is not
That's-
actually. We are
Okay.
a very small operation that runs programs 4 months a year, about a month and a half in the
Okay.
spring and about 2.5 in the fall. So this is sort of just a project that I've been passionate about since I came out of high school. And it really is just getting kids communicating again and working together. And it's provided a lifestyle, but not necessarily a get wealthy scenario.
Great. Thank you. Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Tullo. Have a
Thank you
good
very much.
5.4, approve the use of Washington Street Park and immediate surrounding grounds by Gordon Fine Arts LLC for the Sono Arts Festival to be held on Saturday, October 3rd and Sunday, October 4th, 2024 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Setup time 6 a.m. Saturday with tear down by Sunday, 7 p.m. Approximately 1,000 people. Someone move the item? Thank you, Ms. McMurray. And Mr. Stowers, who do we have here?
Sue Gordon.
Hello,
Hey, Sue.
Hello, Ms. Gordon.
hi there. Just to make a correction, the event is actually August 3rd and 4th, not October.
No,
I'm sorry. I thought I
Yeah.
said that. Yeah,
yeah,
Although it would be a much cooler month to do it.
Yes, it's August
I'll
3rd.
take the
yeah, it says August. I
suggestion.
thought I said it. Okay.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit of Sue.
Well, this event has been running in all different forms for well over 50 years. It's a free community arts event that takes place the first full weekend of August every year. And this year we're including, well, we always do, we include all the merchants to participate as cafes. We invite artists from all over the country to participate, and they're juried in by submitting images of their work. A lot of these people have been coming and doing the show for many, many years. So it's a show that's a favorite of many people. Many generations have come to the show and enjoyed it and march in the famous puppet parade on Sunday afternoon. And I grew up in Norwalk, and this is my gift to Norwalk. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Ms. Gordon? No? Okay. So when will you, this will have, I do have one. So this will have to go to the council, the end of our next council meeting. And so
Those permits are already in the works and I'm just waiting for them to review. I know things backed up on top of each other a little bit, but I'm working with Rebecca to make sure that everything is, you know, Ts are crossed and Is are dotted. If there's anything specific that you need from me, I'm very happy to oblige and accommodate.
Okay. And then that big sign will probably go up.
I hope so.
Okay. That would be nice, right? Okay. So all in
I
favor?
also would like to invite any departments of Norwalk to participate in any manner. This is to be a welcoming event. Sorry, I have dogs that aren't welcoming. And if there are any departments that would have an interest in participating and making the public aware of their good deeds, I would also welcome them at no charge to participate. And we appreciate all the work and cooperation we've been getting from the city all these years. And we're grateful that we get to do it. We consider it a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you for your years of putting this on and organizing this. So all in favor? All right, unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Gordon.
Can I give one shout out?
Absolutely.
You have a member on your panel that was very supportive and instrumental in the event for many years. And I just wanted to acknowledge that person's support. That's Heather Dunn.
Yes,
Thank you.
very nice. Absolutely. Okay, item 5.5. Approve the use of Nathaniel Ely School Field and immediate surrounding grounds by Project 9 Foundation for their Community Fun Day to be held on Saturday, August 17th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Set up time by 11 a.m. Saturday, with tear down by Saturday, 8 p.m. Approximately 78 people. And do we have anyone here to speak to that? Okay. No, I'm sorry, Ms. Shanahan moves the item. Thank you. And who do we have to speak to that?
Terrence Fuller is supposed to be the speaker on this item.
He
But
is not on.
I don't see him on.
So do you, Bowers or Mr. Hughes, do you have any,
This is an event that went really well last year, and I actually attended the event, and it went really well. I don't see any reason why not to approve it. We've got all the permit stuff completed, and I don't see any reason why not to vote on it.
any other comments? All in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Okay, passes. All right. That ends our agenda for this evening. Is there anything else you needed to share with us, Mr. Stowers?
Well, we have got a draft back of our fees and charges analysis in our elasticity study. So we have a draft, and I've briefed the chief of operations, and I briefed also the chief of staff, and we're going to have the consultant make a briefing to the mayor and the chief of staff, and of course chief of operations, and myself in finance, and hoping that we'll get any input from them to then try and finalize the proposal. But we're also going to have the consultant come in and go through the study with the committee, because the committee approved the study, and so we feel like we need to come back and give the results to the committee. And so we'll be getting drafts out to you as soon as we do our review with the mayor and the chief of staff and the finance. So that will, hopefully we can get it on the next month's agenda.
Okay. All right. Well, that was quick.
Oh, also, can I just mention that
Yeah.
For all those, I know you know Darlene, but for the ones people who are not maybe have not heard, but We have got all the funding for 98 South Main Street. We've got a final design, and the mayor has approved us for the green light to go ahead and bid for a construction company to begin construction drawings, and those have already begun. And so we'll have a construction company on board by September, October, and construction will begin probably somewhere in November. So the expected opening is the spring of 2026. And so we are very happy about that. The budget also includes outfitting the community center as well. So we also have money for outfitting the community center. What we will be needing, and it's going to be it's going to be an effort, but we're going to need a few staff positions. We're hoping that some of our people can rotate down there as well, because we know how short the city is of staff, but we're going to need a couple of staff positions. So just letting you know that we have until 2026, so we have a year or two to worry about that. So, but everything's moving, and we're going to have a really nice, really complete community center, community recreation center, and also as you know, the Y will be running 2 programs out of that. They'll be running the STEM program, and they'll be running the esports program. And we are treating that as though they're just providers of one of our services and one of our programs. A lot of our programs will just be run by instructors. So it's going to be a lot of opportunities for people in Norwalk, artists, dance instructors, people who do music, art, crafts. It's going to be a lot of opportunities, technology, podcasting, a lot of opportunities for to bring people in to do some work. So I think it's going to be really nice. And 3 community spaces for people renting for birthday parties, meetings, whatever. So it's going to be a very comprehensive community recreation center. So thank you guys for your part in working on this, because it's going to be a highlight of Norwalk for a while.
And we're going to have cooling centers soon, right?
Yeah,
It's going to be one of them. I thought about you today when we were talking about the cooling center, sending people there. It'd be a great addition.
Definitely, yeah.
Robert, I just want to say congratulations. I think this is awesome, and I'm so excited. And I know it's been a little bit of a rocky road to get here, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think it's going to be a huge benefit to the entire city. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Any other comments?
That's all I have.
Or talking about the committee. All right. So I guess it's you, Ms. McMurray.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're not going to say goodbye. I'm going to just say so long.
See you later.
Well, she's gonna be working with me on the foundation.
That's right.
All right. I hope so. I would love
Have
that.
a good evening.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.